So we are good. I think we are good to go. Okay, guys, so I'm gonna start straight right to jumping into the modules. We are here on this call, and I'm only wanting to talk to the guys who are doing the Start Your Profitable Business course. I am excited for you because this is gonna be a very transformational process. The focus, to start with, I wanna focus on the mind. I wanna focus on the things that I know that are holding us back. And if we can unpack and help your mind to think differently, I will have done the biggest job, because that is what is holding us back and stopping us from doing what we need to do. So I'm going to jump right into the modules. I've got module 1, which talks about the mind. And also I want to emphasize, guys, that I would expect you to take some notes, because some of the stuff I'm going to talk about, they will require you to take practice every day in the week, right? It's work in progress, and you gotta have to be working, practically working. And then what I have decided as well, I'm going to share with you some important information towards the end, so that I'm gonna literally walk hand in hand with you until you get to where you need to get to. So what I'm going to do now is to download one of the modules. So I promised you that I'm gonna walk you week 1, week 2, week 3, week 4, and we are gonna focus on the mind, and then we are going to really look into the things that you need to change for you to kind of, expand your brain, change the way you think, and get the help that you need so that you can start thinking differently, right? So I am going to ask some questions. How many of us at the moment are on the call? And I know everybody who's on the call, you are already running your business, but you are facing some limitations, and I don't want you to be specific about those limitations. I want you to just say, yes, Fungai, I'm facing some limitations, because I want to really drill into those situations, and I'm going to use my personal experience to try and help you improve your experience as well. So I'm going to start from a place where, when I started on my business journey, the issues that I was facing, I'm always saying, they were not problems that somebody was saying to me. They were issues that I had as a person. I did not think highly of myself, right? The Bible says, as a man thinketh, and so is he. That's one scripture that I live by day in, day out. There's a second scripture that I live by that says that from the abundance of the heart, the mouth speaks. So when you choose and when you decide to become an entrepreneur, guys, remember, not everybody is going to agree with what you are doing. And most of you will agree with me that people around you actually are not even understanding what you are doing. They are not even understanding what you're on about. And that can be very difficult and challenging, especially that person is your partner, or is your children, or is somebody that is really close to you, and they don't understand what you're on about. And that is very frustrating. And so you kind of get stuck in a space where, okay, what do I do? How do I move on? So I just really want you to think about that you are the one who is holding the dream of where you are going, and you are the one who is holding the iron to where you are going. And it's so important for you to protect your mind. Sorry, guys. Let me just tell Glenn that we are already started. I think she's trying to get to me, but let me tell her that I'm already on the call and I can't be taking messages. I think she's trying to figure where we are. So let me just tell her. Okay, so Glenn, I'm already on the call. I'm on call. Right, sorry. I'm on a call. I'm on call already. On YouTube. Yeah, we are not doing Facebook anymore because it distracts us. Okay, sorry guys. So you are the one who is carrying the mantelpiece, and so I'm going to challenge you to believe that you do not need to convince anybody around you to believe in what you're doing. Just really stop trying to convince people. That's the first step that you need to take, and you need to be comfortable with them not supporting your idea, or with them not supporting your dream. Because remember, they have a choice to support what you're doing or not to. This is your dream, this is your idea, this is your business. So don't make it mandatory for everybody around you to understand what you're doing and to buy into your idea. You need to be comfortable with that. So for me, that was the first mindset change that I needed to do, to be comfortable with people saying you are crazy or your idea doesn't work or what you're thinking is out of this world. So number one, to be comfortable with that. And then number two, to be comfortable with the fact that every day you are going to wake up and face a new kind of problem. And be comfortable with that fact that, you wake up and you face a new kind of problem, and that's okay, right? So two things we need to change. Remember, I'm just trying to help you to change the way we think, because from where we are coming from, everybody must agree with what we are doing. Everybody must understand us, and everybody must give in to what we are saying. So again, actually, you have to think the opposite. It's about you. The work that needs to happen is you. We need to focus on you. And if we can change you, we have won the battle. Half the battle, we have won it. And then, once you've done that, you have got to be steadfast and be consistent in what you're doing. So most of the students on the call, you would be doing 2 or 3 or 4 things at the same time. You are still trying to earn income, and you are still trying to make a business work. So what I want you to understand is, look at it this way. This is your baby that you're having, and nobody is going to carry this baby for you. And at the same time, there are a lot of people coming onto the live, Samantha. But how do they come? So what do we need to do? Tell me, what do these need people to? And are they students? Because I'm not having anybody else who's not in the class come onto the call, right? I'm just gonna keep it very to the small people, the group of people that we need. So let me check. I suppose I need to check my Facebook, but I can't add anybody that is not part of this call, right? So let's check on Facebook. What are people saying? Because I did send this only to students, right? And I sent the link to your emails. So let's see what Glenn is saying. Now look what they're doing. They keep distracting us, right? So we need to be comfortable with that. I have to practice what I'm teaching, right? So let's see what people are saying. No, I haven't got anybody on my Facebook saying anything. So let's see what Glenn is saying. Sorry guys, sorry. Please allow me to speak to Glenn then, because otherwise she will be frustrated and she'll be stuck. So please allow me to speak to her, okay? Right, and she's not picking up. I reckon they are students. I'll send her the link and reminder. Hi Glenn, how are you? I'm good. So I'm getting Samantha Martin to send you the link for the other students, because we are already on YouTube and we are live. Sorry, that's okay. All right, sweetheart. Thank you, bye. Sorry about that, guys. I don't want any disturbances because I really want to focus on what I'm doing with you today. Right, okay, so I'm just going to open my book as well, because I've got some points of reference that I'm going to give to you in terms of the mindset situation, okay? So what I'm saying is, I am not expecting you to expect anybody or everybody around you to understand what you're doing, and they should not be expected to buy into the idea. So let's get that right in our heads. Not everybody has to understand us. And a dream is not a dream unless it's really, really very big, that it sounds weird and it feels weird. So whatever you're doing must really feel exactly that. And when you are feeling exactly that, that's fine. That's totally fine, and that's totally perfect. You need to feel like that. So point number 3, I want you to understand that what you are experiencing right now is those are the right feelings. You will experience fear, you will experience you feel a fish out of water. That's how I felt when I was launching into business and into entrepreneurship. The people around me, I used to feel that I don't fit anymore. I have got nothing to talk about. All their stories or their games, nothing interests me, except if we are talking business or except if we're talking something progressive. So welcome Faye, welcome Tapiwa, so we can have you guys on the call, okay? Except when you start to feel that you are a fish out of water. That's exactly normal when you are on this entrepreneurship journey, especially when you're at the beginning. Everything around you stops to make sense. The people around you, the job you are doing, everything, it stops to make sense. And it's a weird feeling. So again, you have got to embrace that feeling and be okay with it. Don't apologize to anyone for feeling like that, right? That is quite normal. And don't try to be, and again, the word normal, we the society, culture, where we've been born, all these stereotypes, they create boundaries and walls and walls in our minds. So what is classed as normal, you are trying to stay within that bracket called normal. When your dream is really taking you out of the normal, you feel, oh my gosh, this is abnormal. But actually, who says it's abnormal, So it's about really challenging yourself to accept that, you know what, this is the path that I'm going to walk. It feels abnormal, but I'm going to be okay anyway. It feels crazy, but I'm going to do it anyway. Until you start to behave like that and think like that, you are never going to go to the next level. So I am challenging you every day when you wake up in the mirror and you're like, oh my gosh, I'm going to go out there and do this. And then fear kicks in immediately. When you challenge yourself, fear kicks in immediately. But as soon as the fear kicks in, you have got to remind yourself that actually this is okay. I have got to step out. If I'm going to go to meet someone, if I'm going to go to call someone, if I'm going to go to reach out to someone, I am just going to do it anyway, right? So the only thing that I wouldn't say you should go and do is to probably do something that's going to make you die or make you, do something crazy that you're going to lose your life. Otherwise, any of the things that you are supposed to be doing, challenging the status quo, is what you will be doing every day. It's really what you're going to be doing every day. So at this point in time, I want you to list those things that you've been telling yourself, oh, can I do this? Do I really need to do this? Oh my gosh, no, I shouldn't. I really want you to list those things, because those are the exact things you need to be doing. Because within us is built a sixth sense. And this sixth sense, it is always telling us it is always directing our dreams. But what we do is we suppress it because we have been told it's not normal. We have been told, no, you can't do this. Only these people can do this, or only this. So you wake up and you've created, for example, you've created a whole list of content that you are supposed to work on, content you are supposed to put out there, or content you're supposed to put on your social media business accounts. But kind of you wake up and you think, oh my gosh, no, I'm not putting this out there. So then you restrict yourself, and that day passes and you're back to square one. So it'll be nice to know if any of you guys on the call, what I'm saying, is it making sense? Is it something that you are experiencing? Is it something that you're going through? Because if it is, then definitely you are in the right place. You are going through the right things. You just really need to kind of change the way you think, and rather not do it, just go and do it. When we say just do it, that's exactly what we mean. So you what's the right description? So I'll give you an example. You know that you are supposed to be reaching to the decision maker of this particular big company. You know that that person is your key to what you need to do. But when you wake up in the morning, you ask yourself, oh my gosh, can I really do this? oh my gosh, what if he says this, or what if they say this, what if, and you give yourself all these what ifs. By the time you leave the house and you get to work and you get to meet that person, probably you actually freeze and think, oh my gosh, can I really ask my manager this? Or can I really ask my boss this? But really, that's what you're supposed to be doing, you know? So I want you to list those things. You know them because your sixth sense tells you them things. For sure, it does. Why do I believe that? Okay, so I'm going to tell you why I believe that. The Bible tells us, again, my beliefs and everything is based around the Word of God. The Bible tells us that we are created in the true image of God. So if we are created in the true image of God, it means that within every single one of us is God. He actually resides in us every day. And then, if we are created in His true image, that means that we are His children, and so we are like baby gods, right? We are like, okay, baby gods, because we are God's children. So He's our dad, and so if He is, we are part of Him, and the way we behave and the way we think must represent Him. So if you take that thought process, and now flip it, it means that you have the power every morning that you wake up to do those things that God has intended you to do. It's only that you are just not doing it. You know, how amazing is that? It's not only that just you're not doing it. So the mind, the work has to happen in the mind. You really have got to believe that you are made in the image of God. You have God in you. So that sixth sense I'm talking about, that is God speaking all the time in the background, the little voice, and you suppress it. That voice tells you, you wake up or you have a dream, or for me, I have loads of these moments. It's either I'm in the shower or I'm in bed or I'm sleeping or I'm reading something, and oh my gosh, this moment, this thought just comes, and I have to quickly grab a book or something and put that thought down. And that thought might be as crazy as anything. It may be as crazy as, okay, you are supposed to speak to this minister. Well, you want this. Also, for you to want to get this, you are supposed to speak to this minister or do this. And then I think, who am I to speak to Jeremy Hunt? Who am I to go and ask my question from Jeremy Hunt? But you are a child of God. God has just dropped a message. So who are you to question what you have been asked to do? That's really how I want you guys to think from today. You do not question. The how is what you shouldn't worry about. You should only worry about that you're going to do it. And that's what makes the difference, because the Creator who created us, the Creator is in us. And His DNA of being creative and doing things is in us. That DNA runs in our blood. So we are born to create. We are born to go and do. So really, I don't want you to question anything that comes into your mind. That's not for you to question. I have got one girl who was one of my students for the last cohort that I did last year, and this young girl is so talented, and she makes beautiful swimming costumes, right? But when she came to my workshop, she actually came with her mom. And the mom just didn't think anything of the stuff that the young girl was doing. But the young girl was so creative, creating these beautiful swimsuits. But the mom just did not agree with those people posing in their swimsuits. But hey, that was the dream idea that she had. So I needed to help her see that this is her talent. And she just needs to see it for what it is, you know. And the minute she kind of embraced that and started seeing that talent for what it is, her sales, her everything on Instagram just went through the roof. Just went through the roof because she took off the mask, she became herself, and she accepted that this was my talent and this was my work. So rather than hiding behind this mask of, oh, what does culture say? What does people say? But this is not about people. If that's your talent, the Word of God says it will make room for you. So you are using your creativity to create beautiful swimsuits, right? So she went ahead and do it. So for you, I don't know what it is, but you really have got to strip down the mask and go back on the drawing board and go back to the core idea of what you want to start, the core idea of the business you want to build, the brand you want to build. That core idea is so perfect. And the pieces that you need, trust me, God has already provided those pieces. He has already provided the people also that are going to position you. But the work begins with you. Because another example I can give you is that there is no way you can be given or you can be comfortable having or driving, let's say, for example, a Rolls Royce or a Bentley, when you yourself mentally, you are not ready to put fuel that is for a 12-liter engine, right? So we have got to do the work in you. So here, I want you guys to go back after the call tonight. I want you to do the soul searching process. You know, who am I? Who are you? When we take off the makeup, when you take off the mask, when we take off the people, when you are on your own, in your room, in your own space, who are you? And then we get that right. You will need to answer yourself, who are you? Do you really believe that you are part of God? Do you really believe that the greater God, you carry his DNA in you? Because if you do, then you are capable. You will start believing that you are capable of doing anything and anything at all. And once we do that with your mind, it means that whatever work that you are now going to do, it is of an excellent standard. It can compete with any global brand. So I want you to believe that whatever you are doing has got the capacity to be positioned globally. It's not for a small group of people. It's not limited to a location. It's not limited to a certain type of people. Actually, it is open to the whole world. Because there is only one you in this whole world. So which means what you carry the original of that dream or that idea. So I really want you to really simmer in this thought and believe it, right? And once you have simmered in the thought and you've believed it, I want you to now believe that you are enough, right? At the moment, I don't want to talk about money. I don't want to talk about anything. This is about you. You are more than enough for whatever you have been appointed to do and achieve. The pieces, the people, the money, everything else that you need, it is available. The only reason you can't see it now is because there is a veil that has closed your eyes, and this veil could have been our backgrounds, where we are coming from. Where we are coming from a place of lack. I've got no money. And when I want to start something, I start to think money before I can think about strategy, before I can think about the business plan. So can I really do this? So what I want you to believe from this point in time today, you can do it. That's number one. Number two, there is no limit to what you can do. Some of you on the call, you would have abandoned the original idea because you wanted to try and do what will be acceptable. And so you are just trying to chase what other people should accept and other people should term as that which you should do. But otherwise, the truth is, you are only going to be successful when you do the original idea and the original plan that has been planted in your heart. So you've got to go back to the drawing board. That's why I didn't want to start doing one-on-ones with you before I can unpack this kind of thinking, because otherwise I'm gonna just try and walk you with a program or with a business plan or with an idea, when later on down the line we are going to find out that this is not the real thing, and then we are gonna come back to the drawing board. So let's forget everything that you've planned to do on this course. Forget what you are already doing, what you have already started. I know you would have invested some money and time, but for the sake of progress, I would expect you to go back on the drawing board. If what you are doing now is genuinely what you desire, what you're passionate about, what you know, even at 60, you're going to be doing this, then that's fine. We are cool. You can carry on with that. But if you know, and you feel that, no, actually, I was just doing this to get by, I was just trying, then if you ask me, I would say it's not worth it. It's not worth it investing this kind of revelation in something that's going to take you 2 years, and then 2 years you start again. Yeah. So I just really want you guys to kind of, start from there. For me, that was important. So that's why I said, when I started genuinely going into the healthcare business, into the healthcare space, was because genuinely I have a heart for people. My heart just really want to do something that benefits people. So I ended up being a nurse, and then in the healthcare space, starting a healthcare recruitment business. And then even on my journey, if you look at all the projects that I do, they have to do with people. Because genuinely this, I don't have to try too hard. It comes natural to me. Though I have got other talents, I'll tell you what you didn't know about me. I'm a mosaic soul. Just like most of you, you will have so many talents. I am good at doing hair. I do my own hair. I am very good at making clothes. I can sit on a sewing machine and make a dress in a day. I am good at crocheting. I love cooking. Cooking is my passion. But out of all those passions, I needed to have one thing that I focus on, that I would monetize, and that would bring me income, so that I can become stable financially, and then I can pursue those things that God has purposed for me to be doing in the world. So it's about working towards that thing, so you've got the one big goal where you're going, but you start somewhere. And that's exactly what I'm trying to kind of just really open up, because most of the students would have come to me and say, Fungai, I love doing this, I love doing this, I love doing that, I love doing that. But what should I start with, or what should I focus on? So out of all those things that you enjoy, that you love doing, there is one thing that really exceeds them all. And it's about choosing that one thing. And then when you have chosen that one thing, can you monetize it? And when I say can you monetize it, is that is there ways that you're going to make it into a stream of income? Because that's what business is all about. You make it and change it into a stream of income. And then how far can I stretch it? And how wide can I stretch it? So again, you will be going on to that phase. So on that note, let's have some comments from you guys, from what I've just said and from what I've just shared. I would want to hear from you. Is it making sense? Is it? So this is mind work. Mindset is everything, because without the right mindset, you're not going to go anywhere. I'm going to go on to just read you this small quotation while you guys are commenting on that. Right. So for me, these are some of the affirmations that I use every day. I'm just going to give you a few examples, right? That, my thoughts and my health is perfect. I affirm that, I command the world every day. I wake up and I command everything that has got to do with me and to do with my path to align every day. It has got to be aligned. Is it people? I command that they should align with me. I should meet the right people, and I should speak to the right people, and they should bring what I need to the table. And intellectually, I affirm that I am a genius. I am a genius, and I am a genius, and I am a genius. I tell this to myself every day. So you have got to be in a space where, first of all, you accept yourself. That's the number one point that I had left out. Some of us have been so damaged in our journeys in life that we don't even accept ourselves in the first place. I don't accept myself. I don't accept I'm a woman. I don't accept that I'm black. I don't accept that I have this or I don't have this. I hate myself. And I suppose if you are in that space, we would need to look at how can you accept yourself first. Because remember, if you don't accept yourself, who's going to accept you? Who's going to accept what you're offering? And if you go into a partnership and if you go into business, who is going to accept you? So self-acceptance is another point that you will need to really look at. Some of us would have been damaged because we came to diaspora and we had to change our identities. I'm aware of a few people that when you met them, they never accept that they are Zimbabwean. They will be something else. They never accept that they are this tribe or that tribe. And again, so right there we have a problem. You are not going to go anywhere until you accept yourself, because the minute you come into a room full of entrepreneurs or full of decision makers, you have got to be present and you have got to be right there and give what you have. But how do you give what you don't have when you don't accept yourself, guys? So that's another piece that you may need to look at, because all these things, they form a very solid foundation of you being able to be successful and thrive in your personal life and in your business. And there is no way you can thrive and be successful if you can't sort out these matters. Then another point I was going to bring on the table is that some of us would have been damaged even in the workplace or even at work, where we could have been abused by our bosses or those who are senior to us, or we could have had to go through some difficult experiences to get to where we are. And now, because we are here, we see ourselves as if everybody else is below us. And so we cannot accept or receive anything that is coming from somebody who's under me, right? So for example, I'm a boss at work, right? And I have everybody come to me and share with me their challenges, what they're going through and their problems. And I am okay to sit there and listen to their problems and not judge them, because I don't have anything personal with them. And I want only the best for them, because I'm not bitter. I don't have roots of evil or roots of bitterness or roots of anything in me. So I'm able to fill them up so that they can do work with me and make my business work, or they become better partners in what we are doing, because I genuinely don't have anything in my heart to hold back. But some of us, because we've been damaged in the journey of our life, we are not able to open our hearts and receive that which is supposed to come to us, because our hearts have got no room. Does that make sense? Because our hearts they have got roots and they are so full of negative. They are so full of anger. They are so full of hurt. So I cannot receive anything from anyone in my heart. So even somebody who is supposed to be part of my business process and part of my business journey is giving me genuine advice or giving me genuine help, or they are my correct helper, I am not able to see that in them, because my heart does not have space for such a person. So again, we lose out on that. So I need you guys to again do a soul searching process, because as you start your business journey, remember, I'm always giving this example. The people you come across are part of your journey. Whether they are your bosses, whether they are your colleagues, it doesn't matter, guys. They are part of your whole journey. And so you have got to treat everybody as if they are an agent of change in your journey. How can I give you an example of this? So I have been in business 17 years, going 18 years now. And the lady who used to be my matron where I worked and did my adaptation as a nurse when I came to the UK, when I first started business, she then retired as a matron, and she became the key anchor trainer of my team for many, many years before she retired. Why was she able to do this? Because when I left my job, I left on a good note with a good relationship with her, and I was honest, telling her that, you know what, I'm leaving because I'm starting a business, but no bad blood. I'm gonna need her network, because she was a matron of a care home. I'm going to need her help in trying to spread the word about my business. I'm going to need her. So I kept her in my network. So that's one good example. And then all the other people that I had come in contact at that time, I was only a nurse. I was basic nurse, band 5, we did grades then. But all the people that I had contacted with that time, later on, 5-10 years later on my journey, they were decision makers. They were holding decision roles. Important roles in whatever organizations they were. And it was very easy for me to go back to them and keep feeding on them to get more and more business. So I hope it's making sense that you have got to nurture the people around you. You have got to nurture the relationships and understand that those people, they're like ponies in the whole chase game. You are going to need them at some point. So nurture people, nurture relationships. If things don't work and people we need to part ways, that's fine. If people have got to be, in my 17 years of experience as a business person, people are always resigning, people come and go. You need to be okay with that. Some relationships, you're going to try and work them out, try and do partnerships, they don't work. You must be okay with that. What you should remember is that still nurture those relationships. It doesn't mean that you have left my company today, but wherever you're going, I'm going to need you because you become a contact. You become my contact wherever you're going. Right, guys? So bad blood with people in life, it's not worth it for a minute or for a second. We must understand that people come and go. People's circumstances and situations change. Life throws people in different ways and directions, and it's okay. But that should never damage our relationships, because our relationships are more important. Why? Because the person who is a starter today, in a few years' time, they are running an empire, and I'm going to need them. So we all need to continue nurturing these relationships. And to this day, as I speak to you, the people who've been managers, who've been ward managers, they have been decision makers in their positions of influence, they've been procurement managers. Now, they're directors, they're bosses. And we are able to have a conversation and say, guys, okay, we have got all these institutes. What do we do with them? How do we leverage on them? But if I am that kind of person who can't have those kind of relationships, you can't have those kind of conversations, right? So as you start your journey, you must honor every relationship. Whether it's a cleaner, whether it's a maintenance man, it doesn't matter their role. You must honor those people and respect them for who they are in your life, and understand that they are there for a purpose. They are there to propel your dream. Good or bad, they're there to propel your dream. Okay? So much that on the mindset. We are coming to the end of our call. So, what am I expecting of you guys? You may ask the question, Fungai, what are you expecting of us? I am expecting of you to start a mindset change process. And why do I say it's a process? Because it's a journey. It does not happen overnight. You know your demons. We all have got them. For me, it was short temper. I was not patient when I started. I just could not cope with people that don't understand what I'm trying to say. Like I told you, I'm a mosaic soul. I like things doing myself. So if people are not doing things my way, there is no way, right? But I had to take a step back and think, okay, I'm going to need people to help me though move forward. So how do I deal with it? So I had to deal with the anger. I would get irate and angry very easy, and I'll get annoyed, and I'll tell off all the if a check is taking ages to come, I would just really blast them on the phone, like, you know what, I can't deal with you, blah blah blah, blast people. And I remember losing a contract with one of the main hospitals because they were just taking ages to come, or money to come. There was no cash flow, and I was so angry, but it cost me a contract. So I had to learn right from that time that how do I manage these demons, because they are no good. No matter how much you blast someone, that doesn't give the result that you're looking for, right? So you might as well calm down and figure a way forward where you still need to speak to this person tomorrow because you need business from them. And actually, guys, the truth of the matter is, we are the ones who need business from our customers. So our customers, they are kings. I know as bad as it sounds, some customers are a nightmare. They will blast you on the phone. And at the same time, they will still want business from you. And you think, I can't be bothered. And so the I can't be bothered attitude has got to stop completely. You have got to have the grace. Just really ask God to give you the grace. Grace is what you're going to need. Because at the end of the day, you need the people in power to help you grow. You need the people who are company owners or who have got the money in their pockets that you need for them to spend it on you. So it's the other way around. They are bosses and you just kind of fall in the grace. So grace, and patience and patience and patience. It's a virtue, but it's something that you will have got to learn from day one. And that, if you get that right, you're thinking when somebody shouts at you, do you shout back? No. You can actually just forgive them and think, okay, that's all right. I can deal with that. That's for a moment and I'm okay. God give me the grace and the patience, because I'm telling you guys, so many times I have sat in my office and I've thought, God, if I could see this person, honestly, I would rip them apart, because they are decision makers in their businesses. They can choose not to use your services, right? They can choose not to use your services. They can choose not to buy your services. They can choose to do whatever. So your job, no matter how annoyed you get, if you can't talk to people on the phone, then get somebody who's going to do the talking. You stay in the background, because grace and patience is something that we will need. All of us, we do. So for me, those were my demons. And I had to practice at home and look in the mirror and practice this grace that I'm talking about. Practice how to talk to people. And then more listening than talking. At work, this is what I practice every day. And then, lastly, the most important thing, guys, I'm always talking about it, is that from the abundance of the heart, the mouth speaks. So I have a policy that I will not listen to any gossip. People in my workplace, they know this. You come to me and you want to complain about someone to me, bring the person. If you can't say what you want to say in front of them, then you can't say it to me between the two of us. I just really don't want to hear it. That's a policy I have. And I have the policy at work and I have the policy at home. And so the people around me, they know that my ears, they do not have space and time for anything that is not building someone, that is not edifying someone. Do I believe that people wrong people? Yes, I do. But rather go and deal with the person face to face and deal with the matter, and then it's off your chest. And you must keep your heart and your mind like a computer. The way you look after your computer, that's a good example. Your hard drive, whether you have got a computer or a phone or a laptop, whatever device you use, you have got to be aware of how much space you are using, right? You have got to be careful which websites you click for that device to stay clean. Otherwise, it's gonna attract viruses. It is the same way you need to look after your mind and your soul and your heart, because the same thing that happens to your computer and your phone, it's going to be full of junk, or it's going to be attracting viruses, which viruses are going to destroy you, not nobody else. So it's very important as an entrepreneur, if you want to be successful, you are not like a clinging cymbal that makes a lot of noise. Everything that is happening you want to hear. Everything that is going on you want to know. You really have got to streamline your focus and start to allow your mind to only desire those things where you want to go. Even in your spare time, whether it's watching a film or things that you're going to be doing in your spare time, guys, there is a lot of time that we just lose just by losing a little bit of concentration. I'm not saying we must relax, we must not relax, because we all do. But I always think, okay, like yesterday, I was at home and my husband wanted to watch the match. I am not into football. So I thought, okay, what do? I had to look for an Instagram course, put my headphones on, sit with the rest of the family. But I did an Instagram course because Instagram has had just some new updates, which I've been working to understand. And I just put a 1-hour course while I was watching football with others. Nothing wrong with watching football if you enjoy it. If it was Formula 1, I would have watched the whole game because I enjoy it. So I'm not saying be antisocial, because you're not being antisocial. But what I'm saying is your time is very valuable. And what you put into what you feed your mind with the whole day before you go to bed. Can you imagine how much time you spend when you come from work, or maybe when you're at work, you spend on the things that are wasting your time. And it's just really about stripping those things one by one. Another example I can give you is that when you become an entrepreneur, guys, it is difficult for your family to understand that you don't have time. Really, time is the currency that you don't have. It really is, because you cannot be partying every weekend and going to every funeral and going to every church program and going. You just have got to lay a foundation and follow through. So I'll give you an example. I'll give you another example. I have got a separate number. I've got WhatsApp for work. I think I've told you this before. I've got a WhatsApp line that I've got all my WhatsApp groups for work. And I have got set time that I'll speak to family abroad. And if anything happens, I'm always saying to them, unless it's a death or it's an emergency, somebody is dying and they are going into hospital, I cannot practically be having time to be responding to messages. So I've given them my timetable. These are the times I'll ring my nieces and nephews on an evening on this day. When I'm in my kitchen preparing, I'll ring up my nieces and nephews in South Africa. I'll have a chat with them. That's the designated time. Because if you don't, you are gonna be everywhere, and you are going to be frustrated, and you are not going to cope, and you will break down. So you have got to give yourself permission to love yourself first, and then give permission and allow yourself to have that space to focus on the things that you need to be doing. And everybody else around you, don't expect them to understand, because I bet you they will not. Like, I've got my sister, she'll always be bothering me and saying, oh, I'm ignore my phone, or this and that. And I'm like, you know what, my dear sister? Like, today I'm working. This is 8:05. I'm on a call with students. So really, by the time I finish, I have got to eat my dinner, shower, do a few things that I need to do, get ready for work tomorrow, and do my reading, go to bed. So I have got to organize myself. So you are being gentle and being honest with people. Because when you don't and try to please them, that's when you're going to break down. It really is, guys. So some of the things, they don't serve you. So focus on the things that are going to serve you, and give it the grace to gracefully, have that space that allows you to grow as an entrepreneur. The last thing I was just going to say now is that after this call, guys, so I've kind of unpacked what I'm expecting, what kind of thinking we are working with here. And this is not stuff that you find in the books, but for me, I've had to read. I read a lot of books. I do a lot of reading based on the mind, because again, if I don't open up my mind, I'm not going to grow and learn. And remove all these self-limiting beliefs that you can only do so much, or you are only this, or you can only do that. So like, change all that. So what I am going to do with all of you is that I will be booking you on a 1-hour call following today, right? I'll send out a calendar, dedicated day, because I was hoping we would do Thursday calls like this But as I have been looking at all of the profiles of the students, I'm realizing that I think you will benefit. We need to do a one-on-one call. I really need to understand all these things we've spoken on today. Where are you in terms of headspace and in terms of mind? Because I really want to start with every single one of you from there. Then whatever we are going to go into after this, you will be thinking from a different place. So that's number one. So you will look out for your emails, guys. Put these emails that you're receiving on the safe senders list. Some of you are saying you're not receiving emails. If you're not, leave messages, leave a note on the chat to say I'm not receiving emails. And I need to check why. Because we put a tag for all the students. Those who have not received your certificates, they've been printed, but it's been hectic. So we are going to get them sent out. But what I really want to do is to lay a foundation that is going to change the course of your life completely from today. Because, I'll tell you something amazing. I have a member of staff who works in my office, and they were working in my office for some months. And it was one day, not that we have got a big office. Our office is a Victorian 5-bedroomed house that we've converted into an office. And my office is right at the top. And this person worked with us for some months. And we have our weekly meetings with the teams every Thursday. But this one day, we kind of met in the kitchen. And then she asked me, Fungai, your name sounds Zimbabwean, but are you really Zimbabwe? I was like, yeah, I am. And she was like, no, I don't think so. I don't believe that. So I became curious and I thought, let me ask her, why? And she said something amazing. And she says, because the way you think and the way you carry yourself, the way you do things here at the office, I would have not thought so. And then I needed to drill down and ask her why. You understand? So we have got some stereotypical behaviors that makes us the way we behave, maybe based on where we come from. So we expect a certain group of people to behave in a certain way. But the work that I want to focus on is to change that. Because once we change your mind, we have won the battle. Everything else you're going to sail through, because you will have all the stereotypes removed and you will be a clean, fresh, blank page, and your thinking will change. You will start to see the opportunities that are available to you for who you are, not because for where you come from or because of your of your color or whatever. So it really is. And a lot of times I've experienced those questions wherever I go, and people are like, no, there's something about you. But no, it's because my mind has been transformed. I see people for who they are. So the same, when you do that, you are going to run your businesses very nicely and very smoothly. That's the work, guys. That's what we are going to do. And I really believe that you are going to be a different mind person. So what do we do from today? From today, I've given you the homework. You are stripping down your mind as a person, and this is what you will bring to your call when we meet on Skype. You are going to bring me your book. I want to see all the things that you've noted down, and we're going to go through one of each one of them one by one, and you are going to be surprised that some of the things you're going to leave them out because you don't even realize that you have those things haunting you. So we're going to dig deeper. We're going to get those things out of the way. And then that will be the start of the journey. So we'll jump into the modules, which are going to be specific for you and the project you're working on and for your business. So that's all from me, guys. So I've said I'm going to be hardly on Facebook, but I want to teach you as well exactly what I'm doing, because these channels that I'm using, everybody in their business can be applying them. So follow this YouTube page, because this is where we are going to be meeting. That's number one. And once I finish streaming, I make all these videos private. And then go on Instagram and follow the Instagram page, because I do put inspirational things in my story, guys. I exercise nearly every morning and I post it on my story or my meditation. If I fail to do, some weeks are better than others. This week I'm struggling because I've been traveling. I will share with you my journey. So do the same. I want to see your social media, and I'm gonna be kind of studying and analyzing so that I can help you get out of those toxic spaces that you find yourself. And this is the good way to do it. And then also, we've got 25 people on the call. Follow each other also. And then lastly, log in onto the Dream Blazers Academy. I would love to hear your feedback for this week after you've done this exercise. How did you feel? I want you to be honest. I want you to visit those feelings and just be honest with yourself. How did you feel? Where do you see yourself? What kind of demons are haunting you? And how can we help? So is it anger? Is it no patience? Is it low self-esteem? It could be a whole host of things. It could be as simple as, each time I asked people, how are you? And they would answer you and say, so, And I'm like, okay, so, but it's, how is work? How is business? Rather than you affirming that, you know what? I have been having an amazing week, though I'm facing 1 to 3 challenges, but this is how I got over it. You are saying you are drained, you are tired, this kind of energy. So then how do we move forward, So you need to be staying in the space that is going to be encouraging you, that is going to be giving you lots of light bulb moments. So yeah, that's how we are going to do it. So expect an email from me, guys, in the week with the calendar. First come, first serve, because my calendar is always on a Wednesday, because that's when I do this stuff. But in the meantime, if you experience something that you think, oh my gosh, this is actually absolutely amazing, drop it on the chat in the Dream Blazers Academy. And if you don't have logins, I've seen a few emails, people saying, I've received my logins, but I can't see my password. Just drop an email to the team. They're going to reset your passwords from now on. And if you can't find your passwords, you'll be able to find them. So the forum is there for you. Have I left anything, guys? So I'm really excited because this kind of work, I enjoy doing it when especially I do it with people that have got a similar background from where I'm coming from, because I know the struggles that we have faced as a people, and I kind of can relate. I kind of can help with what helped me change the way I think, what helped me see the world differently, and how it has opened up all these opportunities that are available to all of us, So awesome. Great to have you on the call. Thank you so much, guys. Samantha, great to have you on the call. I hope you're feeling better, because we needed to reach out to you, but on the day we did the workshop, you were not very well. But hey, life happens. So great to have you on the call, guys, and I look forward to connecting with you on all these channels that I've just mentioned. And if you need anything more than I've just said, then let me know. Caroline, need help with social media? Yes, Caroline, if you log on to the Dream Blazers Academy, I know a few girls. I'll tell you the tools that I use. So for mapping this video live feed right now, I'll tell you the exact tools that I've used today. The writing on the screen, I used Canva to create my inserting text, and I download it as a transparent image and I upload it onto my video. So I have got a Canva course. If you log into the academy, you can go through all the Canva courses and how to set up your pages on Facebook. I go through with you the actual technical detail of how to use Canva. Canva is free software you can start using for creating your graphics. So Caroline, start there, my dear, because you have got to build your page. And I would encourage everyone on the call straight away to start using your page more than you use your personal profile. So create your page, personalize it in a nice way, and start using it for business. And then your personal profile can always just post things. Let's say, if you look the way I post on Instagram once a day, and that post feeds from Instagram to Facebook. But then if I want to post it on my personal profile, I'll share then from my page to my personal profile, and that's just boosts your page. It starts boosting your page. So yeah, that's everything, guys. So I wish you an amazing evening and expect to receive an email from me and Tim. On that note, have a fantastic evening, and I'll speak to you soon. Bye.